Remember, kids, research is for pussies, especially when you do your own. The middle class holes.
All right, so this might be a little odd to start with, but have you seen, I don't even know what it is. I just catch the clips online. It's the balloon popping thing where I guess it's a dating show. And they
line people. It's like a white backdrop and you pop the balloon when you're no longer interested.
And it's a lot of them, they're no longer interested immediately.
It's like, I like to sniff farts. Poof, 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 poof.
Well, I've seen some of them where the person just enters the room and they pop that son of a bitch. And
these are your contestants. Yeah.
I don't know the whole all the parameters of that, but what I do know is like as soon as you know that this is not the person for you, you pop the balloon. I'm not sure if you're eliminated, if they're eliminated, if they only get eliminated if there's no balloons left, whatever. I was thinking about this today because I got to go back to the doctor, for just nothing serious, obviously. I've just been having headaches for my entire life. I'd like to get rid of those. But I'm also getting older. I do like the doctor I'm with right now, but I'm wondering when she's going to figure out, like, who I am so I can just be like, hey, brass tacks, no bullshit. Can we just discuss what I want to do? And I'm wondering if there's a way of implementing this whole balloon popping thing with, like, the professionals that we have to rely on in our lives. Like, okay, we pay a lot of money to insurance. I feel like doctors should be coming to patients more than patients coming to doctors. And I'd like to see a scenario where, like, I don't know, a fat doctor walks in and I'm like, nope, boom. Like, you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of me. Move on. But get to a point where I can start asking doctors instead of having to, like, shop around or be afraid they're not in my network, or I'm lucky to get who I get, or I'm lucky to get an appointment. But have, like, a situation set up to where I get to decide who gets to treat me and almost not the other way around, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, and I think the shoe should be on the other foot, too. I think the doctor should be able to be like, nah, sorry. I'm not the doc for you.
That'd be fine, too, because I feel like that happens in, like, therapy. I've heard, like, because every time I hear, like, the commercial, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, for, what is it? What's the big online therapy thing?
Oh,
BetterHelp?
Is that the same with, because I wonder, I got roped into the ad where it's two guys who are auctioneers, like, trying to figure out, like, he's talking like he's working at an auction, speed talking, and he's trying to find the right therapist for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's clever, that's all.
BetterHelp.com is, like, I think the big one for online therapy. And they always say, like, if you don't like your therapist, you can request a new one, no problem. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I mean, I don't think you should do that too much. I don't think you should get, like, carte blanche to, like, pick the person that's, like, psychoanalyzing you, because you should probably be psychoanalyzed by someone that you don't like that much, because they're probably going to be a little more honest with you. But no, I was thinking about, like, going to the doctor and, like, there's some things I'd like to do to my body, right? That I don't know that a doctor is willing to immediately sign off on. For example, I had my testosterone levels checked, and apparently, like, I'm in a great range for my age. But I also know what other people are at because they're on TRT. Mm-hmm. And they seem to, let's just say they seem to have a lot more energy than I do. They seem to be able to maintain their physique better than I can. And I'm like, all right, so medically speaking, you can't prescribe this to me. Pop. That's where I'm popping my balloon. I want you to safely give me everything I want to do to my body. Mm-hmm. Without questions beyond... I don't know how ethical...
So you're getting into, like, this vetting of finding an MD to give you what you want. It's possible, but...
No, okay, here's the thing, though. I don't want to get into Michael Jackson land. Okay. Where, like, hey, doc, I can't sleep. Oh, we can give you this medically induced coma every night.
Right. Yeah. This is what we prescribe. Or actually, we don't prescribe this to anyone.
You're right.
We give it to people who are about to have surgery. Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to go that route, but, like, okay, so I think my testosterone's in, like, the 600s.
Okay.
but when you're in your like teens and 20s, you're like 900 to like 1500. I'd like to be 900 at minimum. I'd like to be like
Gotcha.
300. I don't know what the numbers mean. I just know if you're down to 300, they'll give you testosterone therapy.
Right. You're hovering in an immediate level for your age group, but you want fucking Hulk Hogan.
I don't. That's the thing is I don't want Hulk Hogan. I want
Bret Hart.
Yes, I want Bret. Yes, I will take a Bret Hart. I'll take Bret Hart. I take Bret Hart. No, but I want me at like 25. And I guess where I maybe I find it offensive is that I'm a grown ass man. I'm not asking you to enlarge my heart. I'm just asking you to enlarge my enthusiasm for life. Because there's a difference between being like medically healthy and I don't know, and robust, I guess. Like there's nothing about me that feels like taking like a vacation where I go hiking. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
I'd like to go hiking. I'm just like, well, when I get a week off, I ain't doing nothing but sitting on my. I don't want to be the sit on the couch guy.
Okay.
And if there's a medically responsible way to get me outdoors into some fucking nature to do something that I know I'll enjoy, if I had the energy to do it, I'd like you to sign off on it. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. It's like there's roads to do this. I don't know if all of them are legal, but depends on how far down the path you want to go.
I want to go. Okay, wait a minute. Stop for a second. Describe your level of legal and why it's legal or illegal.
You could probably get your hands on testosterone, sans your doctor.
This is my point. I don't want to do it sans my doctor. They talk about like patient-doctor confidentiality and all that stuff. Yeah. I want to be confident enough to go into my doctor and say, here's what I want to do to myself. Mm-hmm. Can we do this to me safely through your supervision? And even though they might be like, well, I'm not sure if it's the best idea, I'm like, I'm not asking your fucking opinion. Right. I'm asking your medical opinion.
Yeah. That's such a tough track. And I do sympathize with you because I feel as though I've talked to a lot of people that have gotten their hands on this. Like, yeah, testosterone level's low. Let's get a little injection. Pop that pupper right in your fucking, in your quad. You're ready to rock and roll. And I don't necessarily know that these people have gone through the medical rigmarole to obtain this. I'm not telling you not to trust your doctor. I also would sympathize with where you're at. I want to feel 19 again. Kind of. But I don't know, man. This is like this is an impasse. This is tough.
Yeah, well, here in the meantime, and they have no problem with this. When I'm like, all right, well, I take B12, okay. I take vitamin D, okay. I take magnesium, okay. Take L-theanine, okay. And I tell them all these things. They're like, and then I'm like, is that doing anything for me? And they'll go, well, it's not hurting you. I'm just like, if it's not helping me, then it's hurting me because each one of these fucking substances, like individually, is fucking crushing my bank account every month. So if there's a way medically, safely, because exactly what you're saying is like, what do I go online to one of these home health doctors who's like, hey, we're going to send you a blood test in the mail. Guess what? You're going to fail it. And we're going to send you fucking a subscription package, XYZ. But by the way, your insurance isn't going to cover, and it's going to cost you 3 times the amount it would if your insurance did cover it.
And it's somewhat FDA approved,
And you're going to feel great, and your doctor's going to be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And you're like, "I don't know. You wouldn't let me do it, so I had to go to fucking."
It's more magnesium. I've tripled the dosage.
So I guess what I'm getting at is like, I feel like you should be able to go to your doctor, depending on what you want to do with your life, and say, this is what I want to achieve and what I want to do. And they should just be like, okay, I'm going to help you do this safely. And that's it. And that's the doctor I want to fucking have a full balloon on. That's the doctor I'm not going to pop on. It's like,
Right.
I explained to you what I want for me. You're going to help me achieve that goal, even though it might go against your do no harm. You're not doing any harm. You're
Right.
actually stopping me from doing harm to myself, because what I'm telling you is, if you don't help me, I'm going to go fucking find Jose.
I'm going to go rogue, yeah.
Yeah.
And this kind of like, I don't want to go down the path but this kind of gets into the euthanasia discussion, in terms of medical ethics.
How's that?
I'm not saying you're trying to kill yourself, but what I'm saying is like euthanasia is illegal, and I don't think it should be. If someone is done with life, they have a terminal illness, and they want to die, it shouldn't be illegal. And my parallel I'm drawing on this is, I think you could confidently talk to a physician who you trust, who's done you right, and explain that, listen, I understand where my testosterone levels are, and I want them to be higher. And I want, I don't think a little trial and error is going to be harmful. We can monitor this together.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like this is the other problem too, is because I feel like I've sort of already said that to this particular physician. Like, hey, I've hinted at it very heavily, and I feel like I'm not allowed to be. I feel like I'm doing something illegal if I'm being honest. Is like, all right, look, I don't care what the fucking things say. Can you give me, like, I don't know, if to raise my levels by like 500 is like 2 milligrams a week, or I don't know, I'm just making up numbers.
Sure.
And can we give me 1 a week? Can we just try
this?
something? And if I feel like it's making me feel better, we'll continue or stop or ramp it up. But like, let me be the determiner of like how I feel about me, instead of you saying like, well, according to these bylines. Like, fuck the bylines. If there is truly patient-doctor confidentiality, they don't fucking know any of this shit if these records are sealed.
Have you your fucking hero is a poster child for him. If you considered something like eugenics?
Who you talking about, Doug Flutie?
Yes, okay, Doug Flutie.
What the fucking... No, yes and no. Like, anything you can buy at GNC is not going to be medically credible. And yes, I have taken some of those fucking, maybe, I don't know if it was Nugenics, but like these free testosterone. Like, that's not what free testosterone means. They make you think, they're like, it's just hanging out in your body, and you gotta grab it. This grabs it, man. It's not how it works. It's not how it works.
Okay. You need a long needle with clear liquid and just dump it
I don't
in
know.
there.
I don't know what you need exactly, which is why I should be allowed to be completely upfront with a medical professional. This is what I'd like to achieve. I will trust your judgment, but let's get me there. Like, because this is the most depressing thing, is that I've been told that I'm as healthy as I can be for my age. And I'm like, fuck. I feel absolutely horrible for anybody that's coming in a grade less than I am. Because I ain't exactly
below that bell, yeah.
I mean, I ain't exactly fucking John Benet Ramsey fucking like fucking dancing around life here.
Right. Well, I mean, I wish I had sound medical advice for you. I don't. I don't know, man. Maybe shop around physicians and see what else you can get. But
you
then
can't
again,
do
then
that.
you're going through like a year's worth of.
But this is
all the tough bridge, man. Tough bummer. Yeah.
No, but see, this is the thing, and we're all judging ourselves. I think mainly because we don't have any other choice, but like off of like celebrities and how they're able to do things. Well, they have the money to fucking call around and be like, hey, Billy Bob Doctor Man, like, you want to work? You want to work for me? Like,
right.
We're not going through insurance because I ain't got none. Or SAG-AFTRA's fucking like fitting the bill. All you got to do is sign some scripts and send them on down the way. What do you say? Hey. Like, we don't have that luxury. I mean, I wish, God damn it. I mean, you guys are all, I've done pretty well with my friends and their professions and what they've been capable of, but none of you motherfuckers got a real DR in front of their name. Dr. Fox over in Germany right now. Fucking printing shit, but he ain't printing fucking scripts for me, that's for sure. Yeah, like we don't have a doctor in our friend group, and I can only imagine, man, if one of us had fucking achieved medical school.
Right.
The fucking polos we'd be bursting the seams out of right now.
Yeah. I'm still I hope this turns out well for you. I don't know. I just don't think it's that hard to get your hands on some testosterone.
I don't want to do it that way. That's the point.
I'm not talking about fucking going to the fucking behind a taquero in Elkton, Maryland, and asking Jose about mule testosterone that's been formulated for the human body. I'm talking about going to an MD.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna level with her. I'm gonna be like, listen, you've seen me now for, I think it'll be like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I hope you think I'm not a bullshitter. I am a little bit, but what I'm telling you is I don't feel great. Is there anything we can do to my system? But the other problem is like there's like this real contradiction here too, because like I don't want to rely on pharmaceuticals at all, but I also don't want to be a Neanderthal who denies the fact that I live in one of the greatest medical eras of all time. Mm-hmm. Like, if somebody can go fucking get GLP-1s to fucking shed a few pounds here and there, like, why can't why can't I get some natural fucking human-grade testosterone to fucking just make me feel better and want to run again? I want to run again.
Yeah. I run it in this, I don't know if it's possible, but, like, draw some of my blood and harvest some of my own. You know what I mean? Rather than synthetic testosterone. Now, I don't know if that's ethically sound or not. I have no idea. I don't know how one generates testosterone at that level. But when I say one, I mean the pharmaceutical companies. But I don't know. I've talked to numerous people who use it and have used it, and I just don't think it's that difficult.
Well,
I think you need to go in there guns blazing. Well, and by that I mean bring a gun.
Well, no, I looked up like Hone. There's this company, Hone Home Health or something like that. They're basically the best advertiser on Facebook, and no, they'll send you a test, yada yada yada. Like I said, you'll probably fail it, but like apparently like you have to be in like a specific low range in order for them to like give it to you. I have a feeling that their test is very shoddy, and you're going to automatically achieve that range should you order the free home test. If you're catching my drift here.
Yeah.
And so you're right. It is rather easy to get your hands on, but I don't know. I'd like to do it like legitimately.
The old-fashioned way. Whatever the hell that is.
I'm just saying I would like to actually utilize a medical professional and do it properly, if you will. Yeah. But it seems like anytime you try to do something the right way, like this is how you end up with fucking criminals in America. Like not even like white collar criminals, shall I say? Like people who like tried to file the paperwork and were just getting denied, and like somebody trying to build a deck on the back of their house, but the homeowners association says no. What do? They buy a bunch of lumber. They fucking do it in the fucking dark of night. That's how and then they fucking end up in some weird legal battle with a fucking woman with a fucking bad haircut in a courtroom with a guy who's her brother-in-law, and you lose, and then you fucking lose your mind. Your wife divorces you. Your kids go with her. Your job gets fucking it's a nightmare, dude. It's a spiral.
I don't know what Judge Joe Brown you've been watching lately, but that checks out. All right, middle class house, everyone. Murr and Foxman. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Austin from Bay Life Brokerage joining us for survival myths that may or may not be true. And after that, Fun Fact Friday. And before you go. All right, party people. When I say middle, you say class holes middle. Wait, what the fuck? And welcome back to the Middle Class Holes. Foxman and Murr joining us for survival tips that may be myths, Fun Fact Friday. And before you go is Austin Lewis from Bay Life Brokerage. Austin, goddamn happy to have you back, brother. It's been, I think, 6 weeks-ish.
6 weeks, yes. I don't know. I lose track of days. I have no
Doesn't
fucking idea.
care.
Could have been yesterday.
The thing about Austin that I don't know, man. You've got a family, you got a company, and then you go out and you do all the cleanup in the bay. And you make me feel like less of a man. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
He specifically.
It's editing.
Well, yeah, but man, you're not editing yourself like yanking muck out of the fucking bay. That's for sure. And by the way, I have to say too, anybody who hasn't checked the Bay Life Brokerage Facebook page, we've been doing Fun Fact Friday here for quite a while. You've got some amazing facts that you present. I mean, I know you do a lot of editing on those, but like the shit that you're able. But I know, but still, you are out in hip waders in the middle of the bay, cleaning garbage that everybody throws out their car windows, and you're still able. I mean, it's some good stuff. I almost want you to come with a list instead of me doing the nonsense that I do. Like that, especially like local history for anybody who lives in Maryland, anybody who lives in the Chesapeake Bay region. It's well done because I know you don't have notes out there, and
Google.
It's well crafted.
Yeah, him pulling out cue cards all wet. Hold on, I think I had that note somewhere. So we're going to present a list to you tonight via BuzzFeed. It's 18. I don't know if we're going to get to all of them. Common survival tips that most people actually get wrong. So you may have heard a few of these. I read through the list a little bit ago. I didn't know some of these. I didn't know these were kind of your having stands like, yo, yeah, you ought to do this if you're ever out lost in the wilderness, or in this case, there's a Sahara Desert one. Don't know if you guys are planning a Sahara getaway in the near future. Starting off number one, kicking it off, you're usually better off staying with a broken down vehicle instead of trying to hike your way out of somewhere dangerous or a dangerous location. First of all, it provides shelter. Second of all, it has to do with people actually rescuing you. Usually you get fucked by wandering off the beaten path, trying to find people, whereas just finding, in this case, a home base is the safer of the decisions.
I guess it depends on where the car is, though, right? I mean, there was a story of some lady, I think she went off the road, like, there's a really long bridge that goes through, like, the boggy swamps of, like, Louisiana, Alabama, and she had just literally gone off the side, and nobody knew she was there. Like, that might have been a case of maybe get out of the fucking car.
And she didn't leave. She just stayed in the car.
She stayed. She followed your advice, BuzzFeed.
Yeah. I just think if I'm lost, all right, and my senses are coming to that I might have walked myself into trouble or danger or, again, off the beaten path and I may be lost or people are looking for me. If I see a Subaru that's been in the woods for like 6 years, I might not go in that puppy. I don't know what's in there.
I mean, I don't think they're planning on you making that like, well, this is where I live now. I think they're just saying like, long enough for people to realize you're not coming home today, and then they go searching for you, instead of you trying to make your way.
It is a very weird example, right? Because if you have the car, a road can't be far off, right? So then it's like, okay, well, like you said, why would I? Like you said, the lady in the swamp where she could have just like walked 2 feet up on the road. It's kind of a weird example. A better example would probably be like you're on a hike, and then you realize an hour into the hike, oh shit, I don't know where I'm at. Then it's like, okay, you should probably either stay put. Even attempting to retrace your steps is usually gets you more lost because you don't actually know where you're going unless you're like using a compass or whatnot. So that's probably a better example. Is like if you're on foot and you just started out on a hike and you knew you got lost, but you didn't know where you got lost, then it's like just stay put.
Yeah. And set up camp, start making fire, get some smoke in the air, burn a forest down. They come and they tend to those things. They'll find you in there.
I did some off-roading in a 1997 Honda CR-V once, right around the Delaware-Maryland border. And in my infinite wisdom, my roommate / best friend talked me into going through a patch of still water.
Delmar?
It may have been, yeah. And the car
Delmar
sunk, and we took on water. So then we had to get out and run about a mile and found someone, luckily, with like a Ford F-350 and tow cables. He's like, yeah, I'll pull you out. And I was like, there's no way this is getting out. There's no way this is going to end well. And the car puttered for it. It got out. The car puttered for about a half mile. And then I had to face the music and tell my parents what I had done. Albeit I was like 23. I wasn't a kid. I was like, yeah, I went off-road. And then my dad's like, that's not a fucking off-road car, dumbass. I was like, well, I mean.
Any car is an off-road car if you go off-road. Just saying.
I just didn't have a Chevy Cavalier on me. My bad. Next up, eating raw things. Now, I don't know if this is a proponent for eating raw or not eating raw things. Seriously, Bear Grylls would eat whatever he caught raw. Hell, I'm pretty sure he even ate a bat once. Please do not do this. So I guess it's like cook everything that you want to eat.
That's my rule of thumb. Do you eat any of like the oysters or anything that you find out and about when you're?
Hell no. Fuck no. Hell no.
Well, because I just saw one of your videos of you talking about the fish and fish heads, and you're eating the fish. So I didn't know how far you go with the
those
fish.
Those were osprey eating fish. I'm not a damn bird, like those were osprey. No, I don't do raw. I'll cook it. I mean that pretty much goes for anything. I'm not. It's not raw is not good enough for me to want to risk a brain eating worm.
Yeah.
So I'm straight.
Yeah, I don't understand the people it's so delicious. Like sushi, I've had sushi like one time. I know you have a lot of sushi there, Wes. Like, yeah. I just don't look. We all talk about the main news headline about the environment is not good. So I don't see why you would want to not try to at least eradicate some of the diseases and such from your food by heating it up to 180 plus.
Apparently, there's to caveat on your fact or your nature fact there, like apparently there's a whole advisory on all freshwater fish in America. So even if you cook, so let's say you are lost, right? And you're trying to survive and you start catching, find some lake, you start catching bass or whatever. There's an advisory on pretty much all freshwater fish in the country because it's so widely polluted.
Yeah.
And so even if that's cooking it too. That's not eating it raw. That's it's like all this mercury and stuff inside of these fish. So yeah.
That's why I know they hate factory fish farms and such, but I'm just like, wow. Given the amount of because what was it? Who was the guy from Entourage? Jeremy Piven. He had mercury poisoning.
Mercury poisoning, yeah.
Because he really?
Yeah, because he was eating so much sushi that he ended up having mercury poison. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. Went to the doctor and how much raw fish do you eat? And he's like,
listen, to be fair, he wasn't catching fresh fish out of a freshwater lake and then rolling his own sushi. He got a bunch of money and moved to LA and got enamored with sushi eating.
Sure, but every time but you watch these fishing shows where they catch the tuna and stuff like that. I mean, they're taking the higher end you are, the more likely you are to get the freshest fish out of the ocean. And if they're just reeling them in and slicing them up and putting them on some seaweed and handing it to you on a plate, that's, I don't know, apparently not good news. I just stay away from fish. I'm a red meat guy. Let's just do that. I know where cows live.
I love fish now. Let's not get too crazy. Fish are delicious. I just had salmon for dinner.
Oh, salmon's an easy one.
I can do salmon. I can do tuna. I can't do anything else because everything else nothing else tastes like salmon or tuna for some reason.
Talk about mercury poisoning. I eat tuna every day for lunch, right out of the can. every single day. It's the quickest, easiest source of protein you could ever get. It's so cheap. Buy $1 at the store. Don't ask questions. Eat it.
Do you ever fuck with canned sardines?
No, because it's raw, right? Or it's in oil or whatever. No. I'm not. No. That's fucking weird. I don't know. I don't understand people that do that.
No, and there's a guy on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. He orders the most rancid fish in a can that you can find across the world.
He's a connoisseur.
Is that what that is? All right.
Yeah. He tries fish paste and all that. Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, when I was in Croatia last year for this big military training exercise, and we were there with I think it was the Bosnian army who They would eat these. It's called. You ever heard pate? You know what pate
Sure.
is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had not known what the fuck pate was. So canned chicken, I guess. Canned after parts of chicken,
Yeah, I
which
think it's the liver. They just smash it and mash it.
it was new to me. So that was like supposed to be our lunch, and it's like they would hand out cans and crackers to everybody, and like the Bosnians were like, and I'm like, yo, I eat tuna out of a can, but I am not eating this shit. Like, it just did not smell good at all. Like it was weird. Yeah.
Not to get too far off the subjects here, but okay, how is it meeting other militaries? Because I mean, we know what America's capable of. Like, are they? I mean, I don't no disrespect, but like, are they laughable in a lot of ways to you guys?
It depends who's military.
Right.
The Brits are fucking nuts. The
Yeah.
Brits, they go harder. They go hard as shit. Well, I met Mexican Rangers down in Fort Polk for this military exercise a couple years ago. They were fucking wild too. They were back there. Everybody else was like making these because it's like a fake war basically. So all of the American units were making these kind of traditional camps, and the Mexican Rangers refused to camp with anybody else. They'd go off in the swamp, and like because their whole thing was we got to be where the enemy can't go. So they would go out into the middle of the swamp and like pitch tents and just get eaten up by mosquitoes. Like that was their thing. They loved it. They were nuts. So I mean, it just depends, I guess, which army. We trained a lot with Estonia and then Croatia, Bosnia, and yeah, they're solid. I mean, they do things differently. Sometimes a little what seems to be haphazard.
yeah.
The lack of equipment in those areas is like we had to give them NVG training, night vision goggle training. They had never tried it before, and like for us, this is like I mean we do this shit all the time, but they hadn't. So we had to teach them how to use them, teach them how to operate with them at night. It was so some of the equipment I think that they lack kind of puts them behind.
Yeah.
We had to give them Humvees I forget what they were driving, but it was not, I mean,
Toyota?
Yeah.
Toyota trucks.
I forget what
CRVs.
they were driving, but they would have all these big giant, like 10-man crew vehicles. And in America, we have these team vehicles. So Humvees are for a team. So like a 4-man, 5-man tops, usually a 4-man team. Over there, they'd stack like 30 guys into the back of a truck, and that was their vehicle. So we taught them how to use Humvees, and how to have a gun. They had gunners, but like, it's just a whole, it's a whole thing where I think it's it's money. We just have more money,
Sure.
so we can do more training with more equipment. So like, we look cooler because we know how to use our equipment, shit like that.
And that's the best. That's number one. Just if you look cool doing it, no matter what. But
nobody fucking was out there to watch us. We were
I
all
know.
just out there
Yeah,
dirty and tired.
Look, you got to do it for you, okay? You can't do it for
Yeah,
everybody
right.
else, all right?
Rubbing frostbitten skin to warm up. My uncle lost 2 toes because some guy kept rubbing his feet trying to help after they got caught in a blizzard. The ice crystals in the tissues literally tear cells apart when you do that. You just need to slowly get warm. Do not rub anything. This includes your penis if if you ever an unfortunate in that situation. I watched some. Frostbite is one of those weird ones where I'm disgusted, but I can't look away. Someone gets, especially the nose and the cheeks, which seem to be some poor bastard who was like, it's been my dream to climb Mount Everest. And they're like, oh man, fucking famous last words. They come down, they have half a nose and their cheeks are just disfigured forever, right? You're not regenerating that.
Yeah.
I think like, when I defrost a steak, they tell you to do it slowly, that way the ice crystals don't ruin the meat. I didn't know that. That actually makes sense. At first I was going to mock this whole thing, but no, and because it will come back. It's not necrotic just yet, but I guess if you do, just don't rub it.
Have y'all ever had frost nip or frostbite?
I've gotten close on the toes. Nothing's ever changed color or anything like that, but I've had it to where it took about, even an hour for like feeling to come back. a few winters ago.
It's a pain I would never wish on. I had in my hands, my fingers all were frost nipped from hunting. I was hunting in January. It was that really cold spell where it was like it was like 6 degrees that morning. It was the last day of hunting season for bow season. So, had to be there. So we went out, there's ice everywhere. And I didn't even realize it until I got back, and my fingers had all swelled up. So the tips of each finger had swollen, and it started filling up with pus.
Ooh.
And then so then the pus ended up so I ended up having to pop it, and the skin started separating. It was very painful. Yeah, it sucked.
You sure that's what that was? You sure you weren't?
Yeah, it's frost nip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much tuna out of the can? You sure?
No.
Yeah, that aluminum can got cold. You got your.
And we were only there for literally two hours. We were up in the stand, and that's all it took.
Yeah, no, dude, it's gnarly. That's why, I get out and I'm walking around in it fucking 6 hours a day. You just, one, you learn to embrace the suck, and two, you learn to, bundle up the best you can. But yeah, you don't fuck with that shit, man. Cold sucks so bad. I would rather, I think at the end of the day, I'd rather die of heat stroke than of exposure in the winter.
Which I was going to say, I don't think I've ever been out long enough to expose myself to frostbite or nip, as you put it. I'm more of a burn victim guy. I'm more of a dick around with fire and find out type of, get the propane going really good on the grill. And
I hear when you die of hypothermia, so you apparently start hallucinating. You start tripping.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, look, apparently you get euphoric. You start stripping off. People strip off their clothes. They find people in the woods naked because they, went through hypothermia. They apparently feel like you're getting real hot. So they start tripping. And that sounds like not a terrible way to go. I don't know if you do that. I don't know if you feel like you're tripping when you start having heat exhaustion, but
I feel like, I figure you get that old brain up to about 104. You probably see something.
I think you just seize. You just start seizing. You just you're out, right?
All right,
no free drugs is what I'm saying.
Fine, cold it is.
Do not try to suck venom out. That's just your friend Dave being weird. In all seriousness, it can cause a bad infection and can delay treatment, especially if Dave adds some tongue action to the sucking. That's actually a joke there at the end. No, that's one in particular. Now, if I were in a situation where my friend were bitten by a venomous snake, I don't think I'd even knowing now that how should I put this? Now that I know it's a wives' tale, I'm even less upset because I wouldn't have sucked it out to begin with. I'd have been like, I don't know, man. We got to get to a hospital ASAP.
I feel like if you immediately got some of it out right at the beginning, you might have, I don't know, there might be less of a reaction to it. But all I know is you're supposed to put a tourniquet on and just pray for the best. And start
tobacco.
Moving. Tobacco?
Really?
Take a lot of tobacco. Tobacco will suck that shit out.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is hang out with friends who dip.
Exactly.
Horse milk, I guess.
I just remember. Well, the thing is, when I went across the country and I got to rattlesnake country, somebody at a gas station was like, "You got a snake kit?" I was like, "No, why?" And the snake kit, all it is, it's the head of an X-Acto knife with a little suction cup thing and the tourniquet, little parachute cord, just to wrap around a major.
That's it.
Pressure
That's all
point.
they give you.
That's what they give
Unless tobacco's a wives' tale. I don't know. I always grew up. I was told, anything that it's venomous, bee stings, whatever. You slap. I've had people do it too. Put tobacco in a cup.
Maybe it's not gonna shut your nervous system down. Maybe it soothes it a little bit. But I have a feeling rattlesnake. You throw some tobacco on there.
I'm googling it.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust that one. But the
best. Man, it's a dangerous myth.
I'm shocked by this. I'm just letting you know. The best snake bite video I've ever seen is there's some guy and he's out there looking for this giant diamond-backed rattlesnake, and apparently the snake found him before he found it. Got him right on the calf, and he's out there, of course, with guys that don't speak his language, and it was kind of beautiful because he's like, well, I guess I'm already dead, so let's get a good look at this guy. And they start.
I know what video you're talking about. Did he die?
No, he ended up living. They got him there just in time, but they
Yeah.
were like 3 hours from any kind of medical attention. But
Well, they were
the
trying to
snake-
be cool. They were like looking at the snake, and then he was gonna like do a little thing with it, and then it just fucking got the snake.
whacked him.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is they tell you in particular parts of the world, or in this case, the country. My grandparents had a winter home in Mexico, and my grandmother learned the hard way that you always need to check your shoes for scorpions. And she went to put it in and got stung. And my grandmother Mary, God rest her soul, very very sweet lady. I just remember as a kid, like, so then what happened? She was like, I pooped my guts out for 4 days.
Wes, are you rich?
No,
you
this
You rich boy?
I'm not rich. No. This.
Summer home in Mexico? No.
Winter home. This is my
What-
this is my
excuse me,
grandparents.
yes.
So my
I don't know that
grandfather, my grandfather was an eye doc, a solo eye doctor for like 3 decades in a town of about 12,000 people. So he's the only sole source. Everyone went to him. So I think he was upper middle class, and he struck while the iron was hot in a retirement home, like 2-bedroom, 1 bath outside of Guadalajara. I think it was reasonably cheap to retire down there for half the year. So
That's pretty cool.
No, and my mom and her sister sold it, and they lost money because they had to pay taxes to both the U.S. and Mexico.
And the cartel. Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here I
Now
am
listen-
thinking like, we got a home in Mexico. My mom's
Yeah,
like,
that'd
pump the
be-
brakes there.
Awesome.
Now listen, I've known Wes his whole life. He grew up in a fixer-upper, and it's still being fixered up. So,
33 years later, still
Yeah.
fucking
one room
still
at a time,
grinding.
baby.
That's right.
I was gonna whistle blow your entire podcast. Middle class holes, upper class.
And
holes.
my only regret, I never got to go down there ever. My mom used to go and visit for a week a year in January, and I'd say, "Can I go down?" Like, you're not missing school, young man. You're not missing a week of school from Mexico. And I was like, well, maybe when I get out of school. And by that point, my grandparents, like, they didn't even go down anymore.
That sucks, man.
Sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my other cousins were like, "You never went down?" I was like, well, no. Fucking, God.
Dude,
It
that
was
was
incredible.
adult.
My cousin
was
was my age. He was like, I got laid so much. I was like, oh, God.
That was adult margarita time, dude. There was no way they were fucking inviting the kids down to that fucking little piece of heaven.
That's right.
The poor cousin.
Yeah.
Poor piece of shit.
Yeah, you Marylanders, no, you're not welcome down here. If you get stabbed, don't pull the blade out, as they do in the movies. Don't touch anything. Just call 911.
That one I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do the old, like, I don't know, I feel like Blade, Wesley Snipes was like, yeah, pull it out, but he was also a vampire.
Well, he was also
so-
a vampire. I'm pretty sure
There's
he's gonna be
that.
all right. No, because like if it goes, it's kind of like one of those things, like if you get a nail in a tire, don't pull it out because then all the air comes out. Pull the knife out of an artery, then all the blood's coming out. So just let it sit. It's holding its place until. God. By the way, did you guys hear the story of the ROTC kids that killed that guy? That came in to murder all of them and ended up shooting their teacher. Did you see this? Sean Ryan had these guys on.
At
one of the guys.
at the school?
Yeah, at the college.
Yeah. They like stabbed him up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so these guys are probably like 18, I guess, maybe 19. They're not officially in the military. They're just part of ROTC. Homeboy comes in, shouts Allahu Akbar, kills their teacher. They had the presence of mind to like not even try to wrestle the gun out of his hand right away. Dude just grabbed the slide on top of the gun. That way, because if there's no mechanism action, there's no bullets coming out. So it just held the top of the gun, and then they stabbed him with a 3-inch knife until he died.
Oof.
And they're like, Sean Ryan's like, why a 3-inch blade? And they're like, well, it's a college campus. We're lucky we had that. It was just a
That's what
fold
we
out.
had, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking Swiss Army knife that Homeboy probably had on his keychain. And to Mr. Terrorist's credit, they said he didn't make a sound the entire time, which is absolutely fucking psycho. To get stabbed to death with a fucking, I don't know, a Timu knife until you're just dead and not make a noise.
They probably had to pass the blade off to someone else because they were just getting sick of fucking, like their wrist
tired.
was hurting from stabbing. Like, you're up. You're on stab duty now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Drinking pee. You should not drink pee. It is said so It said so in some military survival manuals. It'll accelerate dehydration, not slow it.
Yeah,
Austin, did you drink any pee in Croatia?
no. You can get fucked up doing that because that's where gout comes from. Not from drinking pee, but not being able to process the urine. So if you drink urine, right, you can get too much urea in your bloodstream, and then it starts to form crystals around like your joints and shit.
Oh,
That's what gout is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And gout, you're
absolutely.
married
I don't
with
want to
it,
feel
right?
that pain.
Once you have it, you're married to gout. Once you have it, it's
I
it's
think
pretty
so.
much.
Yeah.
It's like herpes. It'll rear its ugly head
I don't
from time
know.
to time.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we
anything anymore. Tobacco on, I don't know. I thought
this world's been shattered here.
everything's changed.
But I always thought that what I was told by Bear Girls probably that like as long as you get it if it's fresh, like it's not good for you by any stretch.
Straight from the hose, yeah.
Straight from the hose, like I don't know, maybe do a little yoga pose, and then it at least like replenishes you like. I don't know, if water's 100% hydrating, piss is like 30% hydrating. So if you have absolutely nothing, it's something to get you by.
It's something, yeah. In the worst case, yeah, but just know you also could get fucked up. Your body will take the water out of it, but it's what's left behind that's really
I think
dangerous.
at the point I'm drinking pee, all the other things that I might be facing is disaster. Like probably just... they're probably pretty well diminished at that point.
Yeah. I didn't have when my friend played a practical joke at the Kappa Alpha House at the University of Maryland when he pissed in the jungle juice. I didn't have the heart to tell any of the fraternity brothers that there might be gout on the way. I just I let that joke ride and then got out of the house ASAP. So
they what? You got y'all? What the hell?
Well, let me set the table here for you. We were
white people, I swear.
we were at a party at the University of Maryland, and we were getting looks from the inhabitants of this fraternity house that you all aren't welcome. Like you're basically ruining potential chances at the women that we have here. And one of the guys we were with got pissed off and said, "You know what? I'm going to piss in the jungle juice. I want you guys to run recon and let me know if someone's showing up." And this guy had a bladder full. And I was like, "Man, you need to wrap that up." We didn't even have like a caw, abracadabra, someone's coming. And sure enough, like some guy rolls in as soon as he's like screwing the top onto this Gatorade container. The guy's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" "All right, man, party on." It's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We got to scoot now. I don't even want to hear the fucking fallback from this.
Well,
I
have a feeling with the amount of like pure grain alcohol that was in the jungle juice,
That's a good point.
Probably weren't gonna notice a hint of urine.
tastes like lime. This one I didn't know. I've never actually ran from a crocodile or an alligator, but running zigzag to avoid an alligator or crocodile, just run in a straight line as fast as you can because they only run in short bursts. I've never heard that. So
I never heard that either.
Yeah, but by the way, they run faster than you think, and they can climb fences and shit. So you're probably... I just feel like if any wild animal decides to chase you down, you're pretty much done for. That's kind
No, you
No?
can get away. No.
From what? Like,
You can get away from alligators are quick, but they're not. They don't like maintain, high speed, and humans are pretty fast too. I mean, I don't know. Y'all might be fucked, but I'm getting away, dude. I'm going.
he's trying to tell us something. I feel like Murr, if you're like twiddling your fingers at the shoreline in a pond in Orlando, like, hey, attracting attention, maybe, perhaps you're fucked.
yeah. I'm pretty confident. Listen, I was a speedy little dude. I mean, I probably still, I've probably lost a couple of steps, but still, like, I mean, people talk about like hippos. Think you can outrun a hippo?
No.
You're
No.
done.
Not ahead. No.
The only thing, from what I understand, from what I've read about humans, our great running ability is endurance. Like, that's why we can run marathons and such. Like, we can outrun over a long period of time every mammal on the planet, but short burst, we're kind of fucked with most of them.
Beavers, slow.
I'm not really concerned about my safety around a beaver, you know.
No, so don't sleep on the beaver.
I'm not sleeping on a beaver. But I mean, it's one chunk of flesh that I'm probably losing from the beaver before I get away, you know. It's kind of like the pit bull versus the chihuahua. I'm more likely to get bit by the chihuahua, but in the chance that I get bit by the pit bull, it's kind of it's kind of all she wrote.
I bitched out on what would have been a really good video today, but yeah, I just I bitched out on it. It was a so I went back in this little creek just exploring, and I saw a little mini snapping turtle just out there just doing his thing. And I say mini, I mean he was still pretty big, but he wasn't, you know. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Like looked at him a little bit, got close to him, and then I made my way further back, and there was his daddy, big fucking boy. I mean, he was a big one, and I was like, oh, this is my video for the day. Got the camera rolling, put it down, and then right when I and I put hands on him, and I started lifting him up. You know how, like, I'm sure you've seen people lift up.
Yeah.
And he was doing nothing really at first. I'm like, oh, this is not even that bad. And then, like, the moment I kind of got into the surface, he started fucking going nuts. And I just bitched out, just dropped him and let him go. And
understandable. Understandable.
Yeah.
We had,
but it would have been great. It would have been it would have viral. Maybe not viral, but it would have been one of my better videos.
You got some pretty good ones out there, but yeah, no, I remember somebody had one and they were gonna make soup out of him, and I mean this is a big guy, and of course, for about an hour everybody took turns with the broomstick, like, and he finally snapped that fucker in half, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, dude, they don't fuck around, man. I mean, this was like a snapping turtle. I'd say his shell was probably about, I don't know, just under 3 feet. This is a big dude, man.
Yeah, this one was pretty big too. And then their tails are like, the thing just looks pretty. It's just very intimidating looking. They got these big ass heads, and you know the head can like extend half its body.
Yeah.
And then they got claws for feet, just these giant claws. So
yeah, they are prehistoric-ish, you know, tote the line. I won't say a friend. I had an acquaintance growing up who was toted the line on Neanderthal, but he had caught one, and a massive fucker, and put it in a box, and I won't say we were dicking with it. We were just being kids, and that was the only exposure I needed to know that just like this is not to be fucked with. And I applaud you. You're sitting here like I bitched out. Like, no, I think you did the same thing. Drop it. Yeah. Your fingers are valuable.
I really wanted that video though, man. I was like, it's gonna be great, and it was going so far so good. And then what he did was after I put him back, like I just dropped him where he was. He just immediately started digging into the mud, and he just disappeared. He just went right under into the mud.
That's
gone.
Scary. Because I can remember.
Yeah.
I can remember as a kid getting into like a very secluded lake or pond or whatever the fuck, probably more of a pond, and something went in, and everybody was like, "Oh, who's gonna go get it? Who's gonna bitch out? I was like, "I'll get it." And then years later, realizing that I was probably walking on the shells of how many snapping turtles that I could have just lost a toe, lost a calf, snapped an Achilles in a heartbeat. Just like, dude, you don't know what's in there. Don't do it.
You'd have wished you had gout before that fucking thing happened. This is okay. Now I contest this a little bit based upon knowledge of the Titanic sinking. Drinking alcohol keeps you warm. It doesn't. It makes you feel like you're getting warm when you aren't. Now, I read and I've heard that the chef, which was portrayed in Leonardo DiCaprio's and James Cameron's Titanic, that the reason that chef lived when he was floating was because he drank the right amount of alcohol. He got his body temp up to a certain point. A lot of people died of hypothermia. He was one of the few that lived. Now, again, I may be way off on this.
I mean, I'd rather feel warm if I wasn't. And then if you feel warm, even though you're technically not, I mean, it would probably cause you to be able to give you the ability to move around a little. Because if you've ever been so cold that you can't do anything but shiver, like you're going hypothermic, you can't do anything. But if you feel warm enough to where you can kind of get into some normal body movements,
right?
Maybe, you know.
Like Deion Sanders, you know, you look good, you play good.
That's right.
You play good, you get paid good. Yeah.
No, like if you felt warm and you're in ice cold water and you decide to tread water and your muscles let you do it because your brain's tricking it, that's I don't care. I don't care if it's not a truth statement. If it feels true, it is true.
Well, what it says is that I'm just gonna be y'all's Jamie and just be the computer geek in the background, like Joe Rogan has. What it says is that it was him getting that drunk that allowed him to stay calm. And I guess because he stayed calm and he didn't panic, he didn't go into shock, like he was able to stay more calm. So even though, because what I thought, which is true, alcohol speeds up hypothermia because it thins the blood, but he was able to stay so calm, so his heart rate, I guess, his heart just didn't like go nuts and give out.
Gotcha.
You know,
So it kind of inadvertently
crazy.
slowed down the process.
So it's
Wow,
true,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. I never heard that
Yeah.
story. That's wild.
I just kind of assumed he was like, fuck it, I'm going down. Glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, why not?
There you
He
go.
was also one of the last to get off the ship, so that helped.
Yeah, every second legitimately matters.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, this one, okay, I've never heard. And if I were ever present for an unfortunate situation such as a gunshot wound, I don't know how I'd feel about someone whipping this out, but using a hair curler to cauterize a bullet hole, it doesn't work and it just hurts a whole hell of a lot.
Really? Okay. I would have, honestly, if I got shot and I was down visiting you, we went to an Orioles game, I'm coming back and caught one on the way through, and then Sarah was like, hold still, Murr, and she got out her fucking curling iron. I'd be like, yeah, do that. I would honestly be like, I would champion that, because I've always heard you just, any movie we've ever watched, right? Any old-timey, like, somebody gets hacked up in battle, they go and they roast their sword over the fire and like, hold him down. And then, yeah,
It can be done, but it can make things worse because it can make you lead to infection. So that like the very infection you think you're cauterizing away actually can be caused because you're just killing a bunch of tissue that didn't just I don't know when you would and wouldn't want to do that. It's a weird thing because people do cauterize wounds to keep them from getting infected, but also if you do it the wrong wound, I guess you make it.
I'm guessing with the bullet, because it's made such a gaping hole that if you sealed that off, too deep. But like with like a cut, you're more just kind of like closing the skin off than you are like trying to actually heal the wound in any capacity.
Yeah. Drinking cactus water when stuck in a desert. Cactus water is highly acidic. It can cause you to vomit, have diarrhea, which will make you dehydrate even faster. I didn't know that was a thing, and two, I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe if I'm stuck in a desert and I'd have a blade on me, I might just start hacking shit up. And be like, hey, Mr. Cactus, oh, there's water in there, glug glug glug. But I've never heard that I guess if you're deprived of water, you're going to look for it anywhere you can get it, pee or cacti.
Yeah. That's my logic on this too. Is if I've gotten to the point of so much, I'm so desperate that I need liquid, then I'm gonna do it. I don't care what BuzzFeed says.
Yeah, I killed a cactus. That's one of my claims to fame. Murr said my mom gifted it to me, and it died, and I could have spat on it once a year and had it live. And she was legitimately bummed out about the fact that I did that. So no more plants for me for gifts or birthdays or anything ever.
No problem.
I never lived like in an apocalypse if I hacked that little sucker open.
Let me ask you guys: have either one of you ever, besides your cactus, have you ever owned a plant? I realize I have no house plants.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Every
I'm
year.
talking Mr. Nature over here. I forgot.
Yeah, every year I do a garden. And those are
But
all my
inside,
babies.
like a house plant.
No, that's woman shit right there.
Okay, good. That's kind of what I was getting at. Because I felt like such a man for doing the gayest thing ever. It's like I built a rose garden one year, and I was just like, yeah, look how beautiful that shit is.
Gardens are awesome, but I've never brought a plant inside. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me. But it is nice. My wife does it. I guess it's nice to have plants in the house. I don't know. I'm glad somebody does it, I guess.
Sure, I guess. I mean, it's unnatural though. They're outside. They're outdoor. They're outdoor creatures.
Yeah, I don't know. It just is nice to have. I don't know. It's something. I don't know. It's a thing.
Decorative.
In the house. Decorative, yeah. But they're cool. They're cool to look
I know.
at.
I just feel like it's a extra thing to get yelled at about. Did you water that? No, I didn't fucking water the goddamn plant.
Yeah.
Exactly. No.
Division of power. All right, I'll take out the recycling. If I'm the plant waterer, that fucker is going to die a horrible death.
By the way, this is my time of year to shine because I don't do shit around the house. But like as soon as it turns summertime, it's fucking cutting shit, picking up sticks, mowing the grass, weed eating. I'm earning my keep over the next like 6 months. So I feel
I'm not mowing I'm mowing a part of my grass this year, but this year I'm gonna leave most of my backyard unmowed and just kind of let it go.
Why?
And, well, I've been wanting to do it for a while, so it's a lot better for the environment, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So it is though, because it is so you're basically allowing an ecosystem to develop instead of just this barren wasteland. Because grass is cut short grass does nothing. There's nothing for anything to eat. There's no insects, butterflies, dragonflies, nothing, right? So it's good food for birds, all the things. So also, if I allow the yard to grow, it'll attract more of those insects, which will then pollinate more of my garden. So it's a 2 for 1. So if I can get some good growth in the yard, I'll have more insects coming to my yard. And then because assholes like you mow their grass, everybody around me will have no insects. I'll have all the insects, and my garden will be busted.
Jealous. And just jealous right here, buddy. Because you know what I love when I go outside with my kid to throw the football? I love bugs in my face.
Yeah. I'm leaving a patch a mode just for that, but there's going to be most of it's going to be. Also, my chicken likes to eat, peck through it, so it's free food for the chicken. We don't have to buy food for it. It just loves to peck through and get bugs. And yeah.
Now, I'm not judging. You said chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right,
well, yeah, dude. Foxes are a bitch.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is the lone survivor?
She got attacked last night.
Oh, shit.
Last night she got attacked. I may or may not have put an arrow into a fox last night. So.
Oh, nice. Well done. Yeah.
Wasn't me, I'll tell you that.
Dickhead. They're some dickheads, dude.
Yeah,
they
are.
do not care.
No, they don't.
He was not Wes. way less cool.
Lastly, peeing on a jellyfish after it stung you. In actuality, it'll hurt a heck of a lot more and not work. Use salt water, or if you have any handy, vinegar. So for all of you beachgoers, bring distilled white or red wine vinegar. I don't know. It doesn't differentiate, but I know for the jellyfish thing. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now I thought it was like the ammonia in the pee that like destabilized the venom.
According to a study, jellyfish venom is heat sensitive. So submerging the affected area in very hot water can inactivate it and reduce pain, inflammation, and tissue damage.
There you go. You got 98.6 degrees worth of liquid going on your leg.
That's right. I don't know. I've always just felt like this is a wives' tale that ought to live on. Because if someone gets stung at a beach, and I'm like, hey, man, someone should pee on it. And they do, and it doesn't work or works, whatever. It just then you got content. Then you have a life story.
You still get to pee.
Man, I saw this guy whip out his dong and piss all over his friend's face. God.
God, if you got stung in the face, that would be terrible.
I was just body surfing, man. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to think I've been. I don't think I have been stung by a jellyfish. I think I've.
Really?
God, no. Maybe I've caught like something minute and thought I was. It's my brain just playing tricks on me. But I mean, I've been in the ocean enough to where I feel like I have. I have been around a friend of mine who got fucking lit up pretty good on his leg.
Yeah.
And then we just drank beer all day.
I went down but we never took family vacations because long story. But we went to Ocean City one time in my youth, And it was that year that all those little medallion jellyfish were like washing up. And I got in the ocean, and it was just like, I remember freaking the fuck out. They were just everywhere. I got stung. Like, I came out, I just looked like somebody had just like shot. I was like in a paintball tournament and just got lit up. And I've hated the ocean ever since.
And in Florida, they have these caterpillars that sting you, and they have their hair kind of similar to how jellyfish sting you. They got these hairs on them, and if you just brush up against it, these hairs will inject like a venom into you. And I got one in my hand climbing a tree to get a ball when I was younger, and that shit hurt. I mean, I was crying for like 4 hours, and it was just this throbbing, just heartbeat in your hand pain. And then it just went away, and nobody wanted to pee on me. So
I was asking for it. That's the type of shit too, because I've witnessed younger as an adult. I don't want to tell a young man like, hey, you need to toughen up. Like, for instance, I watched then like a 2-year-old cousin take the blunt end of a butter knife that fell off of a countertop, like the bottom half on his toe. And I was like, damn, that would hurt me. I can understand why you are suffering. But for what you just described, and I don't know how old you were, you said you're a kid. Yeah, like someone's like, hey, just tough, yeah, 8 or 9-year-old, hey, toughen up. Like, fuck you, man. You go get stung by that by that
Yeah, it's
thing.
actually literally what my dad. I remember my mom asking my dad, like, should we take him to the hospital? And he was just like, no, he's
It's,
like, he's good.
It's good.
And I was like,
toughen this out. Oh, well, that is the list that we have for survival tips that will actually, according to BuzzFeed, are wives' tales. Hope it helps out all of you would-be adventurers out in the beach area. What are you shaking your head for?
I just don't feel like anybody paid any attention to that, and they're still going to go about believing everything they've ever believed.
You know what? Piss on everything.
Exactly.
Piss on everything.
That
Drink
seems
it.
like the key theme here.
Yeah, find cacti and don't just stab yourself. Drink that puppy. Austin, hey man, appreciate you dropping by. Want to give a shout out to
thanks for having me.
any of your stuff? Bay Life Brokerage.
I got no stuff.
That's all right. Fair enough.
Nobody wants to see this shit.
We'll do your due diligence at the end of the show.
Appreciate you.
We're gonna hop off for Fun Fact Friday, and before you go, and that'll be that. Take her easy. Not take her easy. We'll be back.
It's a case of very little brain going bad.
Go pump some neurons. Expand your craniums.
And now, Fun Fact Friday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to expand our minds. A little Fun Fact Friday for you. Brought to you, of course, by our very many sponsors. Of course, you've got Flat Earth Science, Advocates for Truth, still celebrating the Artemis 2 mission from just a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, you got the Cuckster, Science
and cucking. They go hand in hand, baby.
Look, if you could wrap the middle class souls into a nutshell, science and cucking, that's what we do.
That's right.
Cuckster for life. Cuckster for life on both Instagram and the TikTok.
Yes.
I thought you had something.
Yeah, man. Whatever you need. I'll cook everywhere.
Cuck everywhere. I'll watch whatever you want me to watch, baby. And what else we got? Of course, the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You can find them on Facebook as well if you got any pain below the knee. And above the ankle, find the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. And this week's Fun Fact Friday, it's the 5 overlooked or underappreciated inventions that have quietly transformed modern civilization. Starting out with number 1. Did you know? The Haber-Bosch process. In the early 20th century, Fritz Haber and Carl Bosch developed an industrial method to synthesize ammonia from atmospheric nitrogen and hydrogen. This process enabled mass production of nitrogen fertilizers, dramatically boosting global crop yields. It's credited with feeding roughly half the world's population today and fueling a population boom from about 1.6 billion in 1900 to over 8 billion now.
Damn. And it's they didn't invent ammonia. They utilized ammonia to enhance crops.
They were able to extract nitrogen basically from the air, from the atmosphere.
Okay.
They're still able to do this process today. And one of these guys, I believe it was Fritz Haber, also had an issue using chlorine gas on some folks during a world war of sorts. So Nobel Prize and Nuremberg trial. Look at that. Look at these
Gotcha.
two things.
I thought he just broke down a certain seed and then just compacted it in there and sent it off in gas containers. My bad.
Yeah. No. But no. Because of that, more substantial yields of food, more what do you call it? Uniform crops and things of that nature. There was a thing once they finally invented this, like, you know, the fertilizer pellets that, like, from yesteryear. Like, these guys would go around and they would have farmers, like, take, like, square footage of land. They'd be like, all right, why don't you take 10 square feet, mark it off, take another 10 square feet, mark it off. I want you to fertilize your square footage with the stuff that you always use.
Yeah.
I'm going to treat this other 10 square feet right here. I'll be back in 2 weeks and we'll see what you think. And they would come back in 2 weeks and, like, yeah, the crops would be like 2 feet tall, and Homeboy's crops, like, from just using shit and piss would, you know, just barely be springing up out of the ground and be like, I'll take it. Give me two.
How much you got?
Yeah, give me 2 seasons worth of that shit. And so from then on, yeah, that's what we've done. I kind of wish Austin was still here because I'd like to see what he thinks of industrial fertilizers, but
Yeah, I also wonder if the whole crop dusting thing comes into play. You know, just saturating everything. I'm not saying these gentlemen didn't revolutionize crop growing. Just I don't know.
well, I think
I
the
look
crop
at I look
dusting-
I look at the ingredients now.
I think that. Well, see, I think what you're looking at is the pesticides and, you know what I mean, and insecticides. Like, you're thinking like this is strictly like growing shit out of the ground. The other thing is like preserving it, and the preservatives are what kills us in America, and we put it in everything. We use it on everything. We put it in everything. It's kind of funny that somebody sent me a video, and there's this guy on Instagram who shows how all of the stuff is made. For example, Doritos. And of course, the first thing he says is like, first you start with a kernel of corn, then you douse it with glyphosate. And I'm like, okay. I think I cut it off at that point. I'm like,
right.
Just show me how to make a Dorito. Don't fucking politicize.
You didn't even get to the MSG or xanthan gum. Cool.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Did you know safety elevator brakes were invented by Elisha Otis in the 1850s? Elisha Graves Otis invented an automatic safety brake that prevented elevator cars from plummeting if the hoisting cable broke. He famously demonstrated it by cutting the rope while standing on the platform himself. Prior to this, elevators were risky freight tools. Otis's brake made passenger elevators safe and reliable. This enabled construction of tall buildings like skyscrapers, fundamentally changing urban landscapes, real estate, and how cities grew vertically in the late 19th and 20th centuries.
Yeah, and Otis is still a thriving business. You know, that's still a conglomerate of elevator maintenance and repair. And, you know, I remember working in a couple buildings one of which had 6 elevators, all right, 8 floors. Excuse me. Well, one was a freight, so I mean, you could use it, but it was kind of frowned upon. Is what it is. But routinely, once a week, they were being worked on, and people would bitch about it, and I'd be like, "You understand your safety could potentially be at risk if it wasn't for these guys fixing something that neither you or I could." We would look at that and be like, "Well, I don't know what that is. You know, you put a wrench on that. I don't know." So. No, man, God bless them. Yeah, fuck. When were they, like, glorified dumbwaiters before that?
Pretty much. Yeah, like if something was going up and the cable snapped, it was just going straight back down to the first floor, no matter what you did.
A true physics experiment there. See how elastic you were. Jump before it hits the ground.
I watched something. It was something when the History Channel still made great programming. I watched something on this. It was featured any which way. And if you've ever looked underneath like a I don't know, like a truck, like a real like heavy duty truck, the leaf springs that are under there. All he did was like invert the leaf spring, and so when it's going up, clink, 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 and if the elevator falls, it kind of flattens out and grabs the edges.
Okay.
And that's it. It grabs like a clink on the way down. Grabs a nub on the runners that go up and down.
Yeah.
And it stops it. But back then it stopped it dead in its tracks, which was also still a little sketchy. But you didn't die. You maybe like got some whiplash like from the abrupt stop, which is much better. But yeah, like you said, Otis still works today. Modern elevators still rely on very similar safety practices. Without it, the high-rise civilization would be impossible.
I would like to see an Otis elevator technician do like a I don't, like the first thing that comes to mind is Mission Impossible, you know, or every action movie where they punch the fucking ceiling thing out.
Oh yeah,
and they rummage around, and if you do like a movie retake with an Otis elevator engineer, like, oh yeah, that's not possible. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't think because I still every time I get in an elevator, I always look up. I'm like, where's the access door here?
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, and I've heard like they don't all have them. Like
the emergency hatch. This is my uncle, who was at the time was just about to wrap up his undergrad at Creighton in Omaha, and had already gotten accepted to medical school at the University of Iowa. Was in a female dorm, where he wasn't supposed to be. And didn't matter. I mean, he was a month from graduating, and the elevator all of a sudden stopped and the doors opened, and all I could see was basically had to crawl out to get to a floor. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his options were, all right, if I get caught, I'm going to get kicked out of school and probably ruin my chances at medical school, or I crawl out and the elevator turns on and I'm cut in half.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I was like, of course I'm golfing and drinking with him. I was like, what'd you do? It's like, I thought about it for about 15 minutes and finally I just crawled out that puppy.
I would crawl out because I mean, and believe me, once I got the door open, it would be a very you're pushing me by the feet. We're going, we're going. Like, you know, I'm going, you can stay. I got to get the fuck out of Dodge. It'd be very deliberate what I'm getting ready to do.
Yeah. And it's funny, like when talking to him too, and this is, I think, like the early 70s, how times change. I was like, what, you would have gotten kicked out of school? Like as a senior at Creighton, a co-ed school for being in a female dorm. He was like, yeah, man, they took it seriously back then. I was like, God damn. You'd have just been like, all right, yeah, I was getting laid. My bad.
Yeah, I know. Times have changed, man. Like, we used to take things seriously. We take nothing seriously anymore.
Yeah.
Did you know John Bardeen, Walter Brayton, and William Shockley at Bell Labs invented the transistor, a tiny semiconductor that amplified or switched electronic signals. It replaced bulky, power-hungry vacuum tubes, enabling miniaturization, relying on low energy sources. This single breakthrough paved the way for integrated circuits, microchips, computers, smartphones, and virtually all modern electronics. Historians often call it one of the most important inventions in history. Without transistors, we'd lack the digital revolution, which would stop us from being here right now doing what we're doing.
Where we are. Shit. And I thought for immediately you were going with FM and AM waves with that. But I guess it is like kind of the same thing, right?
Well, I mean, that technology became widespread because of the transistor, like the transistor radio, right?
Yeah.
Like it made it smaller, more affordable, cheaper, mass production, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, because old Marconi proved that you could do it. But just because you do something doesn't mean, it's kind of tree falling in the woods. Like, unless you can get it to a point where everybody can hear it, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The transistor provided that. This
is like nerdism needs a pulse in the society. You know what I mean? I sometimes feel bad about making fun of nerds back in the day when you had what would you say 4 guys sitting there tinkering somewhere trying to create a transistor. God, I'd have been cucking in the corner with a beer, like, all right, yeah, what you guys got? Got to champion this stuff.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
Well,
Talk
the
a bunch
thing
of shit
is,
that I don't know.
I mean, maybe there needs to be a book written about this. Maybe there is a book written about this. But back in the day, like Einstein's era, Oppenheimer's era, those guys were fucking rock stars.
Right.
Those guys were getting laid left and right. Like, even, did you see Oppenheimer? Like, I mean,
I haven't. It's on my top of my list of things.
Okay,
Actually,
well,
someone mentioned that the other day when I was playing golf, and they were kind of blown away that I hadn't seen it.
yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it's a great movie. I mean, I don't think you're an asshole for not having seen it just yet. But no, like, I mean, these guys were sought after by the fair sex. And yeah, maybe we do need to get back there. You know, I don't know. Elon's a weird dude. Seems to be doing just fine with all the children's he's had. Even if Elon Musk has only been laid as many children as he has, he's doing great for a nerd.
That's right. Yeah. That's a good point.
And I'm sure it took multiple efforts to achieve all of them. So, you know, he's doing just fine for a very awkward, unique individual.
I'm releasing my seminal fluids into you now. Right now.
And by the body temperature that I see that you're at, your ovulation should be spot on. Let me know.
Pinpoint. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I thank you too. Appreciate it.
When you achieve a positive result, I will put $25 million in your bank account.
Yeah. Can you leave now though? I want to sleep by myself. I like to sleep alone with my socks on.
But yes, you're right. I've said this too, is like, on TikTok there's a couple, and I mean a couple. By couple I mean literally 2. There's like 2 not even ultra attractive, but rather attractive science chicks on there. Dude, they are 10 times more attractive when they explain like electrons and black holes and the theory of infinity to me. I'm like, ooh, you know, that mole on your cheek is diminishing in size the more you speak about this. So continue. I feel like we need to champion smart, hot girls, and then more girls will be like, oh, I'm only hot if I'm smart. Let me study better. I think we need to do that for everybody. Like, even like if you can go from a 6 to a 7.5 just by having knowledge, that's a good thing. Unfortunately, in today's world, and we need to champion that, because the transistor has done. I don't know. There's also a theory that the transistor is a reverse-engineered piece of alien technology that we didn't get until the Roswell incident.
Oh,
So that as well.
The plot thickens. Okay.
There we go. But did you know the Universal Serial Bus has been one of the greatest inventions of all time? Intel engineer A.J. Bhatt, I'm assuming he's Indian, Bhatt, led the development of the USB standard, creating a universal plug-and-play interface for connecting peripherals like keyboards, drives, chargers, whatever, to computers and devices. Before USB, users dealt with a mess of proprietary ports, cables, and other sorts of drivers that required reboots and other specific hardwares. USB standardized connectivity, specifically for tech, reducing costs, yada yada. We're all aware of the fucking square USB fucking
cable.
Head. You don't even, like, at this point, they don't even give you the bricks anymore. They just assume that we all have, like, way too many bricks to, like, plug into our walls just to charge our devices. I know that there's, like, now, of course, we have USB-C. So we're on the 3rd iteration of this. There's USB-A and USB-B, which look similar, but are different types of data strands, which we've learned through doing this show, of course. But yeah, man, like, having a fucking thumb drive, it feels like you're some sort of, like, covert ops spy. Like, watch it. You want our vacation photos from 2014?
Yeah. And I think like this, not only is this like a profound fact, we lived it. You know, we dealt with all the faulty, you know, the RBC cables for our monitors. The I can't even. It's like one bar and 4 pins for either mouse or keyboard. We lived through all the dog shit that led up to USB, which is that withstood the test of time.
No, and I've gone through boxes because I here's the thing. I keep
You got a box of cables?
I got a box of cables. I've got a rat's nest of fucking. It's an infestation of cables.
Sure.
And this one cardboard box upstairs. And honestly, every now and again, I need one. There's like that. There's so many different heads. I don't know. Kids that are born today will never understand the struggle of like, well, this looks like it. This looks like it should fit. Oh, but it doesn't have the right. Like you said, there's like, oh, this one has 4 prongs on top and it needs 3. God damn.
And then the pre-HDMI, which had the USB D, which had the kind of the I don't even know.
Diamond
It's like,
shape.
Yeah.
Half diamond.
Then the RJ45. Yeah. Oh, God. Making my head hurt. I might have a migraine after this motherfucker.
No, and I remember, like, you always knew what the monitor cord was because it was like this really big parallelogram that had like all these like 3 rows of pins.
That's the RJ45. Yeah.
The RJ45.
Mm-hmm.
So so thank God. For
And
Mr.
Windows tried to like color coordinate. Remember, like the early Windows stuff, they like it was like, you know, blue for your monitor, green for your either mouse or keyboard. Sound, yeah. And then they
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, wait, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, sound was pink.
Yes,
you're right. Yeah, yes, you're.
And they did this, you know, Windows 95 era of. So like, okay, well, we'll make it easy for everybody. And then the times changed, and it was like, oh, this isn't easy. And then guys like us had a cardboard box of cables. Like, well, you know, the shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, I think about what's that
The
company?
auxiliary cables are going like red and white. They're obsolete.
Yeah, people don't. Hey, man, yeah. Well, William was aware of those because he still wants me to like try to plug in like the old Nintendo every now and again. I'm like, oh, buddy, we didn't even have that. Remember the coax that you had to like plug in, and then it had like a little switcher on it so you could go from channel 3 to auxiliary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you were gonna watch TV, kids, you had a little square black box that had aux or channel 3 on there. And if you wanted to watch TV and your dad wasn't going to punch you in the face, you had to leave it on. Yeah, I can't remember. I think you had to put it on aux. And if you wanted to play your Nintendo, you had to switch it down to channel 3, click, click, click to channel 3, and then start your fucking NES entertainment system. God damn. And finally, did you know? While earlier fastening ideas existed, Swedish-American engineer Gideon Sundbeck perfected the interlocking tooth, a separating fastener, also known as the zipper. It started in boots and military gear, but exploded into clothing, luggage, and everyday items before zippers, buttons, laces, and hooks dominated. They were slow and prone to failure, of course less secure. The zipper made dressing faster, more reliable, and practical. Dressing practical, huh? Any which way, you get the point. Zippers, modernized clothing, and fastening of such things.
And as long as the zipper still exists, you still can get your nuts caught in them from time to time if you aren't careful.
No, but I think the one thing I took from this list when Grok spit it out to me was just like, just how overlooked all of this stuff is. I mean, people today, at least kids today, I don't think realize how much their society stands on the shoulders of fallible giants. Like, these were people that probably had questionable personal lives, as we learned with Mr. Fritz. But their contributions to the world through their inventions are inarguable. It's
Yeah. You get it like a zipper. Listen, I've had zippers fail. I've had, especially in today's society with men's jeans, but I guess the handle of the zipper getting lodged down in the in the crotch area, and you have to you can't I'm not saying you can't,
but
fish
that's
it out,
faulty engineering, and I think you're bringing up a good point. But I guess what I'm getting at is like it's an invention that has been around so long that it's now just haphazardly made.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, and they tried to do the Levi tried to do the button fly. That's inferior.
Well, the only reason they did the button fly was because that was a throwback. And let's see, does it say what year? So he invented the zipper in the 1910s.
Okay.
Levi's has been around since the 1800s. So before the zipper, that was the whole point that Levi's was trying to make. Is we've been around longer than zippers. So
Yeah,
we're gonna go back to our roots.
5 buttons too.
God, I will say they were shockingly easy to undo.
Yeah, you get those middle 2 done if you had to take a piss.
No, but I mean, you could undo.
Oh,
them
you could
quick.
you could grab the top and
Yeah,
do a
but
little
then
quick
getting them
zip.
back together was just
Right.
That
Right.
was the chore. That was the only fucking chore.
You weren't sex after you had sex. You weren't sexy putting it back on.
Yeah, I guess you're not in the mood for.
Looking
Yeah.
sexy is obsolete at that point.
At that point, you've already achieved the goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but think about all like I don't know. You don't think about zippers being like the. Imagine that like the 1910s. It's the wave of the future. This dude had to sell the zipper to like textile companies. He had to go to this guy. What was his fucking name? Gideon. Gideon had to go to Levi Strauss himself and be like, "Listen, I know buttons are easy, but check this out."
Check this out.
He had to convince this guy that this was the wave of the future. And if he didn't take it, he was going to go on down to Mr. Wrangler and see what he had to say about it.
Mr. Carhartt.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, I mean, like tchotchke, I always think it's always funny for me with like when I see like tchotchke items, like little flashlights. Imagine like living in like the 1800s and someone had a flashlight. They'd be a fucking wizard and you would fucking burn them at the stake.
Yeah. We have to drown this puppy.
Yeah. And now it's just like, yeah, it's got our logo on it. Oh yeah, the ballpoint pen, by the way. This thing, I don't even know, the logo is rubbed off on it. But like the ballpoint pen, imagine that. Before this thing, you were taking the feather of a bird. You had to take a very sharp knife and cut a very specific head on it, dip it into an ink over and over again to achieve your goal.
Your spelling ought to be fucking pristine, brother.
Yes, and now we send emojis. We send pictograms to each other.
That's right. We throw pigs at fucking building objects. Wow.
But that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
All right. Well, tonight's Before You Go, we break way from Henderson, Kentucky. Don't know if any of you have been there, but a man was arrested after he allegedly engaged in sexual activity with a deceased animal. That's right. Alan Osborne was taken into custody after he had had relations with a dead deer. Now, listen, I thought that he had dressed up as a deer. It doesn't say it in this report that he had dressed up as a deer and then was like humping a deer. Well, actually, hold on. Blah, blah. When law enforcement arrived at the scene, they reportedly found Osborne covered in deer fur and blood, according to an outlet. So, my man dressed up in a deer carcass and was humping a dead deer. Murr, your thoughts?
Oh, man, there's too many to express at the moment. I'm okay. God, this is okay. Just remember, this is a train of thought that I'm doing in real time here. So the deer's dead, right?
Yeah.
Now I know you shouldn't desecrate a human corpse. That's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What damage are you doing to the deer? You know what I mean?
Guys, you're getting into a realm of legalities that I don't necessarily know if I'm either qualified or feel comfortable doing. I don't know. Stop. Do you have to fuck a deer And
No, you don't have to do a lot of things, but like, I don't know, man. People do weird stuff to themselves in the privacy of their own home. I mean,
this wasn't in the privacy of his own home. It was a roadside.
I know.
Maybe that was the fetish.
That's the
You
fatal.
know,
Oh, yeah.
he had tried at his own home, and it was not doing anything for the old ticker. He had to do it roadside, covered up in a deer carcass.
Now,
himself.
okay, I'm actually. I know this might be shocking,
And I like to think that he thought he was getting away with it. He was like, "Yo, I'm in disguise." People are just gonna think, "Oh man, these are deers fucking." And
maybe he wasn't sure if the deer was dead, and he was just like, "I'm gonna trick him."
that's right. Look at me, I'm a sexy deer.
Okay, let me ask you this though: what's worse, sticking his penis in a dead deer, or dressing up in the carcass of another dead deer?
God, I'm gonna go the first, sticking your dick in a deer. I don't care if he's doing it. By the way, I want to show you this just for some clarity. If those of you who are listening or listening, not watching, giving you a mugshot of the guy.
Okay.
Now this looks like a deer fucker.
Yeah, sometimes like you see an apple and you're like, "That's an apple." Sometimes it's an onion.
Yeah,
This is an apple. And I know it's an apple. That's
and not that he cares that he's holding on to a few strands of hair on his head, but my man could have just shaved that. This guy definitely looks like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre stunt double.
Okay, and you're not wrong. And because you're not wrong, does that not make it a little more justifiable? Wait, go back to that picture real quick, because I also have something else I'd like to reiterate. Because unfortunately, we live in a world where, you're under 6 foot? No way. If you notice by his mugshot, that's a 5'4" man.
Yeah, he's got another quarter of an inch. But yeah, we'll go 5'4".
5'4 1/4. Bald, not taking care of himself, a little husky. I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is as your options diminish.
This guy's options were deer carcasses. All right, yeah, let's go down this deer hole. Okay. I'm in now. I was ready to wrap this show up, but you've spawned my deer.
Listen, I'm not justifying it, but I'm justifying it.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I get it. Okay.
Okay, here's the other question I have to have. I'm sorry. Listen. I guess there were multiple here. Were the deer already dead? Did he kill them? And if he did not kill them, and these were just natural deaths on the side of the road.
Actually, just obliterated by a semi.
Yeah, so maybe, yes. Maybe they were unfortunately hit by cars. I feel like I get pigeonholed in this category because you bring up these stories, and then I have to react to them.
I'm not going to disagree with you because the libertarian in me says, fine, fuck it, man. Like, you dressed up in a deer carcass, you fucked another deer. Okay. There's a societal part of me that says, okay, look, we got to taper this. Now, does this guy belong in federal prison? No. Does he need some mental help? Yeah, perhaps. But
perhaps?
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Of all the shit I've said, you saying perhaps is probably the worst of it.
Then my point is, like, does he need a fucking lobotomy? Does he need One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest treatment? Does he need to be with other crazies in order to figure it out with Nurse Ratched and things like that? I don't know. I'm not a mental health professional. I will find common ground with you on the fact that what he was doing was harming nobody else other than a dead deer carcass. And okay, does he need to be made fun of publicly? Yes. Does he need to serve time behind bars? Can he be around children? No shots.
Well, wait, here's the thing though. Maybe this is his way to be around children.
This is his way to feel sane.
This is his salve, man. Like, he's just like, well, I like some weird shit.
It's right. He gets done being the linebacker coach for the local high school. And he's like, all right, boys, all right, been a long day. I'm going to go blow off some steam.
But being 5'4" with this hairline,
That's right.
I got to get what I can find. And guess what I found?
I might even have a threesome, depending upon traffic. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no one was harmed. If the deer were already dead, I'm just saying this guy was like Yahtzee.
That's right. Ooh, it's a freshie. This is a freshie. And that like the thing of it is like we are certainly in the minority of this, but for us to bark up this tree legally, like say, hey, we're going to take public office and we're going to try to have reform in the realm of bestiality or roadkill. We're not going to get public office. Okay, it's not a big deal. Look, I want clean water. I want lower taxes. I want better education for my local, all the public schools in my area. I'm willing to do everything else. And if a guy wants to fuck roadkill, I'm cool with that too. Like, whoa. There, amigo. Hold on.
Yeah.
That might be a red flag in a voter's mind.
You're correct. Those are opinions you don't offer organically.
That's right. Or on the campaign trail. That's usually
I will say, if I was pressed on this CNN fucking panel, I would say, well, listen, this was not a domestic animal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, bestiality is an animal that you have raised in some capacity that has no choice in the matter here. It's a wild animal. If you can tame that wild animal with your sexual lust, I feel like you've achieved something that most people could only hope to achieve.
That's a good point.
No,
I think no, I do. I think honestly, like, I think the real differentiation point here is that he didn't take it home and fuck it.
It was in the wild animal in the wild.
Yeah, that's where the problem was.
I think he did it in the open. But
yeah,
to your point though, it would have been even weirder to drag it back to the house.
It would have. Yeah,
where he
saturate all your carpet and your fucking your homestead.
I mean, yeah. Man, this is a tough nut to crack, actually, the more you think about it. Because, I mean... He's
harming nobody.
He's harming nobody. Yes, it's on the side of the road. His only crime was getting caught.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no talking your way out of this. There's no like, well, I was playing a D&D game dressed up as a deer, and
it worked. Until you showed up.
Yeah, with your blue and whites, asshole. Well, I think that's going to wrap this episode up. You can check out the Middle Class Holes on all your social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, at the Middle Class Holes. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm trying to work out this goddamn RSS feed with YouTube. Sons of bitches. But we're going to get it back online. Don't know what April has for us. Alan's going to be back. McGinney's going to be back at some point. But hey, thank you, Austin, from Bay Life Brokerage. You can check it out on that. It's at Bay Life Brokerage, right? On all the social media platforms.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Come out, man. Yeah.
It's a great page. Seriously, it's a great page. Like, somebody doing good for the community that seems very angry about it. But
yeah.
And again, great facts, great, just good shit. You feel bad about yourself and you learn something.
Yeah, I feel as though, okay, I think I mentioned this the first time we had him on. I felt a bit guilty about being a Maryland, born and bred Marylander who's lived in Maryland for most of his life, sans for 2 years, and the knowledge depth that he has about the watershed of the Chesapeake Bay and be like, damn, I thought I knew a lot. I know Dick. He knows a lot more than I do. And he talks the talk. You're right. He has the water suspenders on. He's cleaned it up and damn, like there's some times where I'm like, why are you doing that? And it's like, damn, because he gives a fuck. Because he gives a shit.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I don't litter. So at least I always feel good about that. It's like,
right.
He picks up like McDonald's straws and he's like, paper straws, doesn't fucking matter. Just look at this shit. And he's like picking up a McDonald's cup, it's been dipped in like some sort of wax product that allows it to sustain itself for a century. He's like, doesn't matter if they're paper or not, they're still fucking here.
Yeah, withered. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back with more Middle Class Holes next week. Sayonara, folks.
'Cause I get drunk most every day. I always seem to find myself late. Might be on as fuck, I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up.
Well, sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. 'Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through.
I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows school